Hi guys, Jennifer Scrapping Cane here. Today I'm sharing a design team layout for Spiegelmom Scraps using sequins. And you can use my code Jennifer15 to get 15% off in the shop at any time. And the sequence mix I'll be using today are I Love You Latte and Cold Days Ahead, which is an old mix, is no longer in the shop. But she does have some new winter mixes that are in the shop. I'm just using the white sequence out of the winter one. I have a coffee layout here, and I love coffee. That's my favorite drink. So this layout is just going into my personal album. I'm using an older Echopark collection that I have a few scraps left, and I brought in some wood veneer pieces from Some Assemblage Required, which is a shop by MK Gunn, and it is available online. I will put the link down below. There's the sequins mix, and I don't believe I show the winter one because I dig it out as I'm creating the shaker. So I'm going to make the coffee cut file, which is from Not Just for Boys. It was pre-cut, and I'm just going to use the cup. I didn't use the snowflake that's included in there or the inside of the cup. So I used Distress Oxide to color the inside of the cup, the brown color. And then here I'm coloring the wood veneer with the Distress Oxide. This is Vintage Photo. And Magic of YouTube, I did all the little coffee beans too. I'm going to work on the shaker pocket here. And what I do is I'm going to add a sequence to the back. And the reason I do that is because when it's in the album, all the sequins fall to the bottom. So it'll still look like a shaker, even though the sequence will be at the bottom, when they're in the album. But you'll be able to see the ones that are glued to the background. Hopefully that made sense. I'm using a little bit of foam tape here. These are little tiny strips of foam tape. I'm not even sure how wide they actually are. They're pretty thin. But I get those from Amazon, and usually I use those on shakers that have smaller edges, so you don't want anything too thick or you'll be able to see it through the acetate. So here I am picking out the white sequence, and I'm not going to glue any of those down because it's such a small area. And then with the little whipped cream swirls, you can barely see them in there. I just put them in there because I can see them in real life. So I wanted something to be at the top of the shaker. So I already took all my tape off, and I'm putting a little bit more sequins inside of the big part of the cup. And then I add the white ones at the top part, and the ones that look blue are actually holographic. So they look blue kind of sort of, but they're really like a silver metallic color. Here I'm painting my life with acrylic paint, and there's a little pound sign right there that I'm going to paint also white. And I just do it messily. It's not really any science to it. Just kind of go around it. Make sure that it's in each little area and it dries fairly quickly. So for the background, I really wanted to use the coffee bean paper. That was my favorite paper in this collection. So I wanted to go ahead and use up that piece there. I don't have much left of this collection, and I'm not sure I'll ever use the stickers either that I have left. I will put them to my stash, and hopefully, maybe I might use them. I might not. They might end up in a giveaway pile eventually. The rest of the scraps I did throw away. I kept any full sheets of the 6x6 pieces that I did have left, because sometimes in Echopark's collections, they seem to use the same colors, so you can throw those in to other collections. So I went ahead and kept those to use on, as backgrounds, or if I need a little bit of color for another layout. So I put them back in my Echopark stash. But everything else that was any kind of little scrap, tiny, I threw it in the trash. I was done with this collection. I've created actually quite a few layouts, and I think I did a good job with it. So I'm okay with throwing them away. Here I was trying to do white acrylic paint splatters, and for some reason it was not splattering for me today. So I gave up. Eventually you'll see I make my own little splatter marks and little dots right there. And all you do is just put the tip of the paintbrush down and kind of try to do it random so it doesn't look like you did it. And then go back and, try to get a few more spots that are in the same general area but different sizes. So I put that up to dry, and I'm going to work on my photo here. And I used a few of the scraps again. Like I said, I only had this little tiny green one left, so I wanted to make it work. And there's no rhyme or reason of which colors I used or which ones. It was a matter of sizes and a matter of the scraps that I had left. So I put this bluish turquoise green color. I'm not even sure what color that really is, but it's a really pretty color. And so I used that one, and then this pink one has like little X's on it, and I'll use that one next. And I went a little heavier to one side than the other, and that was just what looked good to my eye. Plus I put that sticker over to the right hand side, and it's actually covering up a sugar bowl that's in the picture that I really was kind of distracting. It was blue, and there's not really any blue on the layout until I added this little blue cup on the sticker, but it looks better than the sugar bowl. Again, my ATG was messing up with me, so you just have to re-roll it sometimes, but it worked fine. And then I was deciding if I wanted to add more coffee beans at the top or not. Since I have so many coffee beans at the bottom, I wasn't sure it was going to look good or not. But I decided to go ahead and go for it, since again I'm trying to use up the scraps and kind of be done with the collection. So I add the coffee beans at the top, and I decide, actually, it looks really good. And the tiny little sticker at the top of the photo says coffee every day. And then it says, I like big cups and I cannot lie, which I only know how to drink coffee out of a big cup. Little cups are nowhere found in my kitchen because I really don't drink out of little cups for my coffee. I actually have a couple of special coffee cups that are mine. So here I'm adding on a little banner sticker that, well, actually it was a cut apart and I made it into a banner. And then this one here is a sticker and I made it into a banner. And that is OCD, Obsessive Coffee Drinker. And the little tiny one says happiness in a cup of coffee. And again, I just added those for colors and a little bit of balance to the layout. So the design really goes kind of diagonal. There's not really 3 clusters unless you include the title as a cluster. But it works and it just looks good for design purposes. So you don't always have to do 3s. Sometimes 3s just look better to the eye, and sometimes it's okay without it. And this time is one of those times. So I'm going to add a little piece of foam right there to the banner that's hanging off the coffee cup. And that's just so that it's level. And I will put that right there at the bottom. Sorry, I'm a little bit off screen. Still not used to keeping it a little further away from me on the desk so that it's in frame for the camera. I'll work on that. Let's see, it says My Coffee Life, which is really cool. And again, these are from Some Assemblage Required. And this is MK Gunn's shop. And it's available online. And she has lots of neat wood veneer pieces in her shop. I'm not sure this one is still available. You would have to look and see. But she has lots of other stuff that's really cool. And I believe that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to glue down the pieces here. I do add a few sequins to up by the photo, or on the photo actually, by the stickers. And then over by the OCD one, and then down at the bottom of the coffee cup, I add another 3 little sequins. And I believe that's it. Thanks for coming by, guys. And again, this is for Spiegelmom Scraps. And I will have her link to the shop down below. Also, don't forget, use my code and get 15% off. Thanks, guys. Bye.